Hi everybody, so today I'm going to ask my husband some questions about studying in the US, and if you guys have any questions for him or for me, definitely feel free to leave them below.
Okay, yeah, and I want to introduce something about my experience in the US. I studied there for my engineering PhD, civil engineering, from 2008 to 2013 February, 4.5 years. In a state called Nebraska, and my university is the University of Nebraska in Lincoln campus.
And why did you decide to study in the US?
First of all, I think the educational system in the US is probably one of the best in the whole world. And also I really like to study English and the North American culture. So I also get the opportunity to meet a professor in China. And he worked in the US. He introduced the whole things about studying in the US for the PhD. So that's probably the opportunity for me to try that.
And what was your first day or night like when you arrived in the US? Do you have any funny stories?
Yeah, like the first thing is like we landed directly from Beijing to Chicago. So when at the airport, I can see the high-rise buildings, and I think, oh, that's so good. And then we take another flight from Chicago to Lincoln, and to be honest, Lincoln is probably 100,000 people living there, or maybe 200,000. So that's kind of like a small town feeling. I feel very lonely when I take the taxi from airport to the campus, and I feel very dark and not many people on the street. So that still feel like a different compared to living in China with like a big city feeling.
And what did you find most difficult about studying abroad?
I think the first one is like so many details in the life. So for example, I learned English for a couple of years, but it's not authentic way to communicate every day. I don't even know how to do the better way to order the food. I go to a restaurant, I can now read the menu, and also all the things like how to pay your bills, how to rent apartment, and how to go visit the clinic. Everything is different.
Yeah, I had the same struggles when I went to Taiwan. And how did you find studying in a language that's not your first language?
To be honest, the language is still very hard for me. I remember the first semester, I can only understand 40% of like speaking verbal English from my professor, and I just can read a certain type of like phrase or the words and guess what it means. People speak faster than what I'm thinking, and also it's something like related to the culture. I don't even know what is that. So that's a really hard beginning for myself. Yeah.
How did you get from where you were to where you are now with your English?
I think the most important one is like you need to embrace the culture. So before going to the US, I really like the music, the movie, opera, everything in the US and in North America. So I think I just send myself to the whole society, making friends, and especially start from the interest, like your hobbies, what you like about the culture, and then just do more things about self-learning.
Did you find it was difficult to date in university?
That's really tough. Like, first of all, I never think about any interracial relationship because I don't even know how to speak English normally. Secondly, PhD is very busy. We spend the main time in the lab, our research center, and to be honest, mainly guys. It's hard to see any like female students there, not too many. And also I think I need to finish that journey firstly, focusing on more my study. Yeah.
And what was the visa process like applying to an American university?
That's a really good question. I think a lot of people probably struggling for that as well. So for me, first of all, you need to get the admission and the scholarship from university first, even you're studying in the other country, like me in China. I communicate with a professor at the university first by email, and also filled all the forms, application, especially if you want to get a scholarship, professor need to give it to you and get a permission and approved letter, and then use that one for the visa. So it's a lot of details. I definitely want to share more if you guys are interested, and we can have like the following video to share what I have done for my visa application. Yeah.
And how long was the process? Like from the moment when you decided to go to America to when you were like accepted and got your visa?
I think I prepared that in 2006, roughly like 2 years ago. I started to prepare my TOEFL exam, GRE exam, and I think I went to some like school, like English school, to learn that and prepare the exam. And I started to apply. I mean, the formal like application online is roughly beginning of 2007, and I got my offer and the visa done roughly the spring of 2008. So I only have 2 or 3 months to prepare, packing up, and reserve the flight tickets from China to the US.
And what were you most afraid of?
You mean before going to the US?
Yeah.
I have to say I have no family there. I don't have friends there. The only one I know is some friends I know in China, and we prepare to go together. So I feel like the other side of the world, across the whole Pacific Ocean, I don't know what's going on there, and I don't know whether I can be accepted in that culture, society, and I'm not sure. You know, there's a lot of uncertain things coming for me, so yeah, it's hard.
And do you have any advice for someone who wants to have like the same experience?
I think if I want to share, I think before you're leaving, definitely you need to check all the information at your country. For example, you can check the university's website, the city's website, the YouTube video about tourism, and learn more things about this country from Wikipedia, the different ways. So that can make you feel more comfortable before going there, and with the happy feeling, a mood, and then embrace the whole thing.
And were you happy with your overall experience, or was there something that you would have changed?
I have to see the overall experience is very good, and at the beginning I feel a little bit disappointed because I live in a small town called Lincoln, not many people, but I feel like I learned a lot of authentic Mid-American culture, like cowboy culture, like our agriculture, prairie area, like people really simple, and they just share, they're friendly. And also I travel around the whole country and learn things. So overall experience is good. What I want to improve is like if I can learn more things about the culture and more open to communicate with the people there at the first year, maybe I can learn more things and get things earlier. Yeah.
And what are you most thankful about that experience?
You mean thankful?
Yeah, thankful for.
I think the most parts is like I do appreciate the people living in North America, like they just accept me well, and they didn't feel like, oh, you're foreigner. They share their life, their hobbies, things to you, and also appreciate the opportunity with the University of Nebraska, this 150 anniversary years for my university. Happy birthday! And I really like that university, and everything is really friendly to me.
Did you ever feel like you didn't belong there, or like you were kind of misplaced? Out of place, I guess?
That feeling is not very strong, because sometimes you eat a Chinese food and you speak Chinese, and your friends are Chinese when I was in China in the university. So the hard part is like sometimes you can still feel lonely, like when you deal with your personal things, you drive the car alone to visit some places, and the whole world is just like a stranger world to you. But you need to adjust yourself and find the different interesting part in your life. Yeah.
And I had another question and I forget. Was it easy for you to find like Chinese groups and like places where you can see like your own culture and speak Chinese with people and to like be involved in the Chinese community there?
Yeah. Even like Lincoln is not a huge city. They still have a student union, like Chinese association there, and we prepare the Chinese Lunar New Year Gala and some like interesting like summer events like barbecue or something together. And also for the city-wise, it still have some like Chinese community, and you can also meet the Chinese people there. So for now, I think just explore more before going in there. Definitely for your country, for your people, definitely should be somewhere, and you can meet them locally and join the group and enjoy more.
Good. And is there any last things you want to say before we end the video?
I just want to simply say that just do it if it's your dream. If you really want to see the world as an international vision, just do it. Be brave. And I had a great experience in the US, and especially right now with my wife in Canada. I want to share more about Canada as well in the future. So just do it, and you will like it for sure.
Good. Yeah, so coming up I will be doing Taiwan studying in Asia video as well, and yeah, we'll do more about visa processes and coming to Canada and all of that. So if you guys want to see those videos, make sure you subscribe and like this video, and thank you for watching.
Thank you so much. See you.
Bye.